How'd you like that nugget? See, I came prepared. I'm sorry that you're not prepared down there in San Antonio for this, but housing market. Austin, the housing market moves so quickly here. It is actually hard to find a home. Can you still find a home in San Antonio? What's the housing market look like there?
I think it's a matter of price point. So I think our price point at which it's still fairly easy to find a good home is a little bit lower than Austin's. But I will say the same thing in Austin is the same thing in the gray areas of San Antonio. It's a quick moving market. So, if we list a property, that's a great property in that like 200, 250 range. It's going pretty quick. I would say the price point where it's really where so I'm sure you have this too. There's like these price marks, right? Where, here anything under 200 is a bloodbath if it's decent, and most of them aren't decent, right? And the thing is, we have a lot of people that call us and they're like, hey, I'm moving to San Antonio and, I want to spend $175,000 on a house and I want a great little 3-2. And you're like, man, that's great. And you probably could have 3 years ago, but that's changed. And so that's where I think like we still have, it's not super cheap down here by any means, but I think our price point to get into a good solid home is going to be a little bit less than you guys.
Yeah. So let's say I wanted to buy a nice 3-2 under 250. Is it available in San Antonio, or do you have to be in a suburb outside of San Antonio?
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, and I think 250 is one of those price points where if you can afford to move up into the 275, like we have people that come in and they're like, hey, we want something from 250 to 300, right? Really want to be at 250, but we can go up to 300 if we need to. They almost always end up going to the high twos because that quality jumps, because there's so many people looking for a house under 250 that, the quality's not as good. And then once you jump into that 275, 280, it's like, wow, it's definitely worth the extra, whatever it is, $200 a month for, that. When you ask about the city, we do end up putting people in a lot of houses outside of city limits for the lower tax rate. And so, we're looking at a house that's 250, right? You're looking at a house that's 250 inside the city limits. And you're like, similar monthly payment, I can go get something for 265 or 270 or something outside city limits. And so that's why we usually, we do put a lot of people just outside city limits. And unlike Austin, we don't have the crazy, horrible traffic. So it's like you can live outside city limits and just punch it straight down 151 and get to the base or downtown or wherever you're working.
Okay, so hi, Charles. Good to have you on the channel again. Thanks for commenting. Charles is moving to the great city of Georgetown. Talk about little nice communities. Yeah. Georgetown, nice community right outside.
Georgetown's an awesome spot.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I like Georgetown. It's grown on me drastically. I went and had dinner there and had some wine not too long ago. I thought, somebody gave me like a wine gift card for winning something.
And seem like a wine guy, Austin guy, wine guy. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, I drink my coffee like this, so that gives you an indication. Anyway, so in Austin, I actually had this phone conversation with a client yesterday, the day before. Their cash up to about 275, and they wanted a newer home. And so we were talking about the realities of finding a new build home. Number one, in Austin, you cannot find any new build inventory. It is crazy. Is the new build inventory just deplete in San Antonio?
Yeah. I mean, we have a couple buyers right now that are looking for new, and I mean, there's literally no inventory. Like builders don't have inventory homes. They're just waiting for buyers to come in and build. Like they don't have any inventory.
All right. So we got stuck on this topic of new builds because we do a lot of new builds. Are your builders seeing huge price increases because of the lumber shortage as well?
I'm seeing, and again, I'm not like talking to the people that run the companies, but I can just tell you what I'm seeing. In my opinion, it seems like they're pulling back. Like I said, they don't have any inventory. I don't think that's because they're selling out. I think that's because they're pulling back on building because the prices are increasing and they're not really sure what to do, right? So I think, experienced builders are pulling back, not sure where the market's going with lumber price increases and what they're going to do. So like ours, we went out to one this past weekend, and they've got some slabs poured, and those are considered their inventory homes, right? Like
Wow.
if we want to make an offer on a slab, they'll build it, kind of thing. So they're
Right.
pulling back big time. Well, because the thing is too, it's like if lumber prices going up are a temporary thing and they're going to go down, then they're losing a ton of money if they go start building right now, hoping that lumber prices are going to come down. So it's interesting. It's definitely not to like, plug us by any means, but it's definitely one of those times where the quality of your agent is going to determine a lot about the quality of your buying process, because there's just so much going on. And if you don't have a good feel on the pulse of what's going on in the market, you could get hosed. So
Yeah,
it's definitely an interesting time.
Well, I mean, the great subscribers on my channel that watch these videos know that I'm not afraid to bring a good real estate agent onto the channel to talk about real estate. I just had one in my market last week where we talked a lot about investing in the Austin market. So, obviously, while we're giving each other a good ribbon here, Tim and I are great friends. So I like to, help promote. And actually, Tim has a very good YouTube channel. It's his name, Silly Realtor at something, right? It's just his name, Tim Macy Realtor. If you want to check out his YouTube channel, he's got a lot of good stuff with his daughter on there. So his daughter's adorable. His wife's amazing. So anyway, so let's get back to this debate. So
I got you. We got a question.
We do got a question. We're going to get to Chopo Show's question in here a second. I think I said that right. But I want to ask you this question. So in Austin right now, it is a challenge to find anything newer under 500K. Do you have inventory under 500K?
Yeah, we have people building brand new under 500K.
What about resale inventory? Is it multiple offers?
No. So 500K honestly, anything over 3, if you get over 300, inventory picks up and there's a lot more options, and you can get a nice home in that 3 to 500 range. That's a great price point to buy a home here, because you can, most of our activities happening under 300. And so that's where it's tough and good things go fast and all that other fun stuff. But no, there's some great inventory from 3 to 500 down here.
I think that's the problem we're facing right now. Is it is a struggle in Austin. It's really, number one, we have very little inventory to begin with. And I think that's partly why our prices are doing a 14% increase per month. I'm curious to see, what are we in now? October. I'm curious to see September's numbers. We actually had like 4 or 5 off-market property sales. So that's not going to help the Austin numbers. But the reality in Austin, and I literally had a past client who just bought off-market, text me that their friend, who is a subscriber, they're working with another agent and they've already missed out on multiple properties. And he's like, hey, do you have anything off-market they can find? So, having an agent that can like find that off-market. Now, look, the National Association of Realtors kind of did a big number on how we can pre-market properties. So we only really have 1 day to pre-market a property, but
not down here.
See,
that's a great topic. I do want to get to Seguin, but we have a private listing network down here in San Antonio, so we can upload our stuff early. I've got a great network down here, and that goes back to, again, who you work with matters. Like, I know you do deals off market. I do deals off market. And if you're not working with somebody who's getting you access to more inventory, then
it's hard. Right now, like if you're looking under 500, even if you're looking up to like 650, you're going to see multiple offers. We had a client that got beat out up to 650 on like 3 different homes. And it was brutal because like, you're like, we're up to 650. Like we're away from that, under, like if you're looking at price brackets, we're away from that 500 price bracket. So we should be able to find stuff and not be in multiples. That wasn't there. So Austin's prices are definitely more of a challenge. All right, let's get to this quick question. Yeah, I was gonna